Welcome back to another episode of Home Sweet Home Cooking. I am Rocky, your host. My mother Kathy in the kitchen with me, as pretty much always, or as usual. Today we're doing a soup recipe that I have not tried before. What is it called?
Zuppa Toscano soup.
And it is a copycat recipe from Olive Garden. So we're going to give credit to where this recipe comes from. So who did you get this from?
Rude Mommy.
No, not you. Who'd you get it from?
Olive Garden.
Comes from a website called Rude Mommy. She's actually paying credit, adopted from Mom on Timeout. So those are the two people that this recipe is, copycat recipe is coming from. Originally, I say it's copycat of Olive Garden. This is a great soup too. I've had it. So why don't you go ahead and read off the ingredient list, and I will go ahead and start breaking the kale down.
Okay, 1 pound of Italian sausage. And the recipe says that they prefer the spicy or hot. Well, all I could get was mild. I mean, we're in Alabama, give me a break. Then 5 to 7 slices of bacon. And you've got some russet potatoes and 2 cups of kale chopped, a cup of heavy whipping cream, water, chicken broth, diced onion, and some garlic, and some red pepper flakes, and some salt and pepper.
And to prep your kale, which is what I'm doing now, you got this heavy rib of stalk coming down there, and it'll kind of fold over one side. You just pull it off the stalk. You don't want that woody stalk in there. And it'll tell you when it's done. It'll break out.
Rachel does it like this.
Yeah, Rachel can do it however she wants. I don't do kale
that would be
often,
hard
so.
on the fingers. Yeah,
and it depends on how much you're doing too. If you're doing a whole bunch, you need to go fast, then yeah, you probably would do it like that. But just let the rib tell you where it wants to break off. That one there pretty much got the whole rib out. That is probably going to be 2 cups chopped down quite easily, probably a little bit excess. So she's got the sausage going over here, browning up. After that, she's going to drain that off, and we're going to do 5 to 7 slices, probably 7 or 8 slices of bacon because we like bacon. And in the meantime, we're also going to prep up the rest of the ingredients, the potatoes, and we will be back when we start assembling the soup. Alright, so step 1, according to the instructions, are the sausage and the bacon. She's got that going over there. While the meat is cooking, step 2 says to combine the potatoes, water, chicken broth, onion, and garlic in a large stock pot. We're actually going to do it in this 6-quart Nesco roasting oven. So I've got, we didn't use, it's supposed to be 5 medium russet potatoes. We don't have russet potatoes here, so we're using a Yukon, a yellow potato, which will be just fine. It's just not going to fall apart as easily in the soup. Russet potatoes, when they're boiled, they tend to, because they're mealy, they tend to fall apart. These won't quite do it as much as those will. So we've got the potatoes in. Calls for 1/2 of a medium onion diced. We had 1 small, so we're using 1 whole small. And 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. We're using the prepared. And I'm just going to put in what I got. It's going to be a little bit heavy on the garlic, but that's aight. It's an Italian soup, it can handle it. And the broth calls for 2 14-ounce cans. We didn't use the cans, we got a 32-ounce bottle, or bottled plastic cardboard container. And sorry, got that opened. And it calls for, what did I say, 4 cups of water?
28, yeah, 28 ounces.
28 ounces of broth. I'm using 32, but it calls for 4 cups, so we'll just take the 4 ounces out of the 4 cups. There are 8 ounces in a cup, so we're going to be using 3.5 cups of water to go with the broth. So we'll get this going. It says to cook over medium-high heat until potatoes are cooked through. So we're going to get the water in here, we're going to get this cooked, and when the potatoes are done, we're going to come back and assemble almost all the rest of the ingredients. So be right back. So the potatoes are cooked through. We had it up on high and ended up turning it down now to about medium, I think. Go ahead and read step 3.
Add the meat, red pepper flakes, salt and pepper.
So adding the meat. Now I added a little bit of extra fennel to this because we can. Some pepper, doesn't say how much, just says salt and pepper, so I'm just taking a guesstimate. And we used reduced sodium broth. About at least a half teaspoon of salt. And how much red pepper?
Sprinkle. 2 teaspoons.
In other words, for us, 1 tablespoon. Does that sound about right?
Sounds good to me.
And turn it down to what temperature?
Doesn't say. It just says simmer for 10 minutes.
It does say reduce the heat somewhere in there. So I turned it down. We're gonna bring it down to.
Turn heat to low. Well, that's after. Like you simmer it for 10 minutes, and then you turn the heat to low.
Okay, so we'll leave it up on the higher temperature, let it go for another 10 minutes, and we'll be back and add the final 2 ingredients. So it's been simmered for 10 minutes. The last ingredients to go in are going to be the kale. And 1 cup of...
That's a half a cup.
It is? It
Yep.
is. Good eye, Mom, good eye. So I just gotta walk all the way over here. There, you happy?
I'm happy.
Okay. I'm happy you caught it too. I don't think it would have been creamy enough without the full amount. So 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You just want to stir it in. Turn it down. Keep it warm to heat it through. So I'm going to turn it all the way down to under 200 degrees because I really don't want it to boil from this point on. And you just want to let it heat through. I would say at least 10 minutes to let that kale go.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna dig into it in about 5 or 7 minutes so I get a bowl in before we have to go get Dad. At least get a taste in.
Or we'll just turn it off.
Yeah, I'll get a taste in so we can wrap up the video. But we'll be back at that point and show what it looks like going into a bowl and then going into my gullet. Alright, it is time to give me a bowl of this delicious Tuscan soup. Give it a little stir. Oh, that looks so good. I probably could pull the camera over there, but you'll see when I put it in a bowl. A lot of veg, some meat in there, some broth. Well, I don't want to go too much because I have to eat this quick so I can go get my dad. And it's going to be hot, so I'll burn my mouth on it on the first bite, I'm sure. But that looks, well, not going to be able to see the broth, but you can see the soup. That looks pretty much exactly like the soup from Olive Garden. Smells fantastic.
It does have a great odor.
An odor. You shouldn't say an odor when you're talking about food. That just doesn't sound right.
Well,
Make sure you get some bacon, some sausage, and a tater, and some of that delicious, delicious kale. And blow on it.
you're so full of hot air, it's not going to cool it. Good stuff.
Yep. We'll let this go till we get back from my dad's before we shut it off.
Well, you can turn it off now, or isn't?
No, I'm gonna let the kale wilt just a little bit longer. It's still pretty still crunchy. I like it, but it's be better when the kale softens up. But that is It's delicious. Not my top favorite 3, but it's definitely top 10 soup. That was a lot of kale in that bite. I'm trying just some tater. Some tater. Well, that's where all the heat's at too.
Yeah, because it's heaviest.
That's good soup. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off and finish this up so we can go get Dad. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. If you have more soup recipes or copycat recipes that you want to see us try, post them in the comments down below. See y'all later.